Hello, beautiful beings. How are you? It's Jennifer here. All right. So I wanted to, and hi, and look at what I get to look at every day from my office. Beautiful forest. Makes me so happy. So listen, my gorgeous friends, back to over here. Let's talk about what it takes to actually transcend worry. Transcend trying to be the general manager of everyone else's universe. Have you ever done that for your kids? Have you ever done that with your business? Have you ever done that on your team? And send me some hearts and say yes if you know that you've done that. If you're worried about your family, your sisters, your brothers. So this weekend, I was at a program for the Evolutionary Business Council. I was actually facilitating a workshop for some business leaders down in Florida. And it was an amazing communion. But I witnessed the person that put this event together. Her name is Teresa, and I'm going to acknowledge her because she came up with an amazing, how shall we say, aha. And I wanted to share it with you because it also struck me as being really powerful. So I followed up with Teresa after the event, and I noticed that during the event, she was actually, like a lot of event leaders, like a lot of people, she has children as well. She has a company that she organizes. I noticed that there is a thing that happens a lot with women, a little bit with men, a lot with women. Our brains are wired to be able to orchestrate and consider many variables at the same time. So when we become business owners, or when we get children, or when we have a family, or when we have a household, something weird and wonderful actually happens. This weird and wonderful thing is that because we know we can orchestrate a lot of details, we end up doing it. And I want to say this first. Just because we think we can doesn't mean that we should. By the way, that goes for just about any superpower that you have. Just because you think you can doesn't mean you should. So that was the first thing as I was watching her, because she's very meticulous about events. She's very meticulous about timing. She's got such a beautiful heart, and it all comes from caring so much about the participants. You might do that in your family. Again, you might do that in your business. But as I was watching her, it started to go into carrying. And if you've been with me enough, you know what carrying is. Carrying is when you care so much that the over care becomes carrying. It's worrying. It's concerning yourself with that things aren't going to work out, that somehow you're alone in the universe, that somehow consciousness does not have your back. You see, when we carry, it automatically presumes that you're alone, that there aren't other earth angels with you, other people that are willing to contribute. You carrying things assumes that you are the island. You are this super person. But what she said to me this morning as I was talking, she was just, sending me some love for being there this weekend. She said, Jennifer, I had this powerful, powerful realization. She said, I realized that in fact, my worry or my carrying all of this is actually a misinterpreted reality. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, in fact, it's actually a divine curiosity about how this will all work out, a divine curiosity about the organization or about how everything will unfold. And what it turns into is then worrying. So what if when we're looking at something that needs to be this way or that way, or that we don't understand how it's going to all unfold, when we look at our family members and they're off doing this and we're worried about that they're going to get hurt if they follow some pursuit, or we're worried about if they go to that party, something bad's going to happen, or if they try for gymnastics, they're going to break something, or it's like watching your son play football, or it's like organizing a business and taking it to the next level and not really knowing whether it's going to make you any money or if you're going to go out of business because you take on this huge project. All of those things. And what we do is we misinterpret the scared, which is really actually simply unfamiliar. And if we become curious about the unfamiliar, it leaves us open to the ideas that we would never have thought of. I'm going to say that again. When we look at diving into the new, which is inevitable because we're creators, therefore the new is going to be a perpetual thing. You are never not going to have something new because you're creator consciousness in a human body. Therefore, you're constantly going to be evolving to the next. If that is so, unfamiliar is going to be normal. If unfamiliar is normal, and the universe has our back, if we dive into the unfamiliar, into creating upon creation, assuming that we are on our own, the unfamiliar is then going to become scary because you are on your own. But that is a misinterpretation, because in reality, unfamiliar is just unfamiliar, and all it takes, if in fact you are a divine child of an infinite universe and that entire infinite wisdom realm has your back, your only job is to be curious. Curious about how it's going to unfold with magic, rather than afraid that it's not. If it's presenting in your life, it's actually inevitable that it will unfold, but it's going to be really hard and filled with struggle if you worry, because worrying presumes that the entire universe, all your guides, all your angels, every supportive mechanism that exists in the world, and even your earth angels, people you love, are not there. Right? When we operate as an island, we're afraid. Of course we're afraid, because you're not including all your alchemical abilities and all your alchemical wisdom and all your support mechanisms. So, Receiving 101. How do we receive? How do we fly forward? Get practiced at starting to understand that start operating from the place that the entire universe has your back. That way unfamiliar is no longer scary, and you approach everything with this idea of curiosity, like it's an adventure, like the unfolding of it alchemically, magically, is inevitable. Your curiosity will net you all the ideas you need in order to fly. And thank you for the hearts. And hi, Neil. And hi, Joanne. And if you loved really that assisted you, please pass it on, because you're not the only one that's going to assist. You know, we're all about the heaven on earth construction crew around here, which is paying the awakenings forward. So please pay it forward. Another thing I wanted to share is that as we go forward, I'm very excited because we have decided in February we're doing our first live event for a very long time. Our live event is going to be over the course of a long weekend, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in February. We'll do a little announcement about that, but if you want to stay tuned to it, what's happening, it's all about having your body and you be in direct communion so that you can have clarity with your direction and have your greatest guide give you the most clarity. And your greatest guide is actually your body. So imagine if you were consistently living in clarity. How powerful would that be? It also is around having your body transcend genetics. It's all about your cells. It's all about your telomeric connection to photon packages of light that give you that clarity. It's all about practicing that and living in that miracle zone. And that's happening in February. We'll post more details, but in order to get more details, you want to go and join our private Facebook group at www.facebook.com/listen up groups. You can do it right now, by the way. /groups with an S /TWA Playground. So that's facebook.com/groups /TWA Playground, and we'll announce our live event. It's a Get Out of Your Way event, and it's all about going direct. So please, please, please stay tuned. And of course, you can always get our free 3 days of awakening. That's part of the 12 days of awakening. Highly recommend. They're activations. They're on us. It's our gift to you. You just sign up it's actually a program in and of itself at the top of our website, www.thewideawakening.com. All right, you guys. So pass it on. Great conversation. I'm going to sum it up again. So stick around. I'm going to sum it up. Let's just activate it again. If you are indeed a creator consciousness, we are fingers of the hand of creation, then that means we are constantly moving towards the new, the next, the evolutions. So unfamiliar is normal. When you misinterpret unfamiliar as scary, that's because you forgot that you're not alone. You forgot that you have infinite wisdom at your back. You forgot that you have earth angels around you. You forgot to ask. You forgot to give stuff to the universe. But when you start embodying the fact, and how you embody is by actually asking and being curious. When you be curious about the answers to make anything in your life happen. And thank you, my friend Teresa de Grosbois, for saying this morning that I am no longer going to be afraid or worried about timing at her events or her children, or she has decided that worry is over, and that from now on her way of being, her chosen way of being, is to be curious about how everything is going to work out in the miracle zone rather than if, right? So as we operate from that perspective, what happens is consciousness listens, and it hears that you're more interested in working with your guides, angels, your other dimensions, so that magic can become your life, right? Because when you operate not from fear, but from that the universe has your back, you just get more of the universe having your back. All right, you guys, love and hugs and mwah. And pass it on, and we love you, and come play with us on the TWA Playground, and we'll let you know more about the upcoming event we're having, which is live, which we haven't done for over a year. So this is going to be very special. This is going to contain all the upgrades and really about going direct in consciousness. So, all right, thanks, Robin. And Neil and everyone who's been commenting. So appreciate you guys. Can't wait for the next time we commune together. Mwah!